We're going to run through the 2-year-olds quick. There's nobody racing right now, so there's not much to really talk about. I just talked to Harry. Electric Line made a little break in his schooler, but he blamed himself. He said he pulled his hobbles in, should have just left them alone. He's pretty confident he'll be fine starting next week. Also, Easy in the Turns, schooled in 2.5. She'll be qualifying next week. And also, the Woffs, what's her name again? Rito's Lady, schooled in 59 and 3. She'll be qualifying next week. So we have 3 horses. Can you look her up, see if the ownership has ever changed on her? We have 3 horses that will be qualifying next week as 2-year-olds, but other than that, they're all shut down. So Affection, December 1st to 15th, we'll be bringing her in around that time. Alibaba's heading to the sale. She can baba her way into the sale and head. Just didn't have a great year and just did not impress me. And for us to keep over an Illinois bred, bring her back, send her back out there, I want to have a horse I can get behind, and I just can't get behind her. So, looking up the ownership of Rito's Lady. So Alibaba's heading to the sale. Arson just had a tremendous year. Just very, very good year. I can't wait to race this horse in 3. We won't bring him in until around Christmas time, I don't think. Blanton's Blue will come back in the first part of December, as will Born to Dance. We'll get those guys started back up. Did not know he's training in Ontario right now. Dominic said she's been good. Don't talk about Bruno. Will likely come back in December 1st also. Drebin, that has been changed. So I got to get that done. Can you message Linda and ask her to get that taken care of? Don't talk about Bruno. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Let's see what this guy's going to do as a 3-year-old. Had a stake win. Took the lifetime mark at 2. I would have loved to see him do a little bit more, but interested to see what he's going to do at 3. Drebin is back with us now. Come back in the other day. We're going to get him shod. That guy will most definitely be coming over to Ohio with me for a little while at some point. Easy in the Turns is qualifying next Friday. Probably 2 qualifiers for her. Electric Line also will be qualifying next week. 2 qualifiers for him. Flashfly won't. She's coming out of the field. Probably around December 15th. We'll bring her back in. George of the Jungle is back in right now, jogging and getting ready to start training. Great Bet comes back in first part of December, as does Gypsy Hill. Now, it was funny. The timing of getting the horses ready will be important this year. We'll have some horses that will make their way over to Ontario as our barn just bulges in Ohio. We'll fill up the barn in Ontario shortly thereafter also. Will Gypsy Hill be one of those horses? Possible. The opportunity to train him down on a 5/8 and potentially race him with Mohawk, because if he's going to get any racing before, what's that race they usually win at the start of the year? That series in Miami Valley. Yeah, it's always funny. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. If he's ready plenty before that time, then he fits an on-winners at 2 or 40 in Mohawk, because he gets allowance on his 2-year-old earnings, where it doesn't go that way. He doesn't get allowance earnings. He'll be in a tough spot if we start him back in Ohio. So would much rather start him in Ontario. So there's an opportunity. Gypsy might take a run over north of the border for a little while. We'll see. Hallie in the Clouds is training down now. I don't know how far she's been along, but she's been along plenty. She should be ready to go first part of the year. I think she'll be ready to go. I'm Fancy Like will come back in the first part of December. We'll get her back in. Insider Trading will also come back in the first part of December also. International Money is training now. Dominic likes him, likes what he sees from this guy. He's beautiful gait, well-bred, so it's not shocking. Nothing he tells me about him is shocking. I can't wait to see how he continues to train now. J-Port, don't jump over your Irresistible Son. He'll be back in first part of December also. We'll get him fired back up and going. J-Port Beach Boy will come back in around December 15th. We'll give him a little extra time. Lonely Lakewood, first part of December also for this guy. Lover's Play. Probably going to bring her in the next week or 2.
You said middle of November, so...
Yeah, it would be next week. So yeah, Lover's Play will bring her back in. I can't wait to see her. It's not going to be immediately, perfect. But I would love to see her just put on weight, get braver, stronger, more confident, sounder. So, very eager, very, very eager to see Lover's Play come back in. Mick Paisley is now out in the field. She'll stay out. She'll bring her back in probably Christmas or maybe Boxing Day-ish, somewhere around that area. give her a little time. What's that?
She just won't.
Yeah. Mel Gibson will bring him back in December 15th. We'll bring him back in. Memory and Imagination will come in around Christmas. Militant, first part of December, he'll come in. Mounds for All will be the middle of the month. No Chance in Hill is back in now. He's jogging now. We'll start training him. He's only been in the field for 3 weeks. We had castrated him. Then we had cryoed that leg, and he should be ready to rock because he was healed up completely when we did both of those. Oh Snap You is back in now, jogging, getting ready to start training with her probably she'll start training probably 1st of December. I think we'll get her started up. Paycheck Princess is in Ontario. She'll start training end of the month. Pickpocket will stay out until middle of December. We'll bring him back in. Those colts are turned out at Peninsula Farms in Kentucky, so we'll bring them back in at that point. Prince Charmer will come back in first part of December also. Actually, you know what? No. Middle of December for Prince Charmer. I want to give him lots of time off to fill out. Got high hopes for this guy in 2024. Pull the Shoes will come back in middle of the month. Punch the Clock is still jogging right now. Jog good today. He was happy with her. So just a lot of discussion swirling around this filly and what we're going to do with her moving forward. Have to understand, and I've said this to everybody, she's not like your normal horse. She's worth an extreme amount of money as a broodmare. And do we miss a breeding season hoping she comes back to 100%? We all know, and I know that Amy knows how fast she was, how good she was. Was she able to get back to, that top filly? And she wasn't there. I was hesitant to say top filly status. She hadn't reached there. She certainly looked like she was on her way. Can we get her back there? Can we get her to the next level? And can we keep her there? And if we can't, we jeopardize getting her in foal to what could be an extremely lucrative situation. So that's the stuff swirling around Punch the Clock, but jogging great and looking great right now. Purple People Eater will come back in the middle of December. Ready for Landing is ready to start training now, or has been training. I said I would bring him back over here, but Dominic, oddly enough, has been saying all the right things. Saying he's quiet, he's not hot, he's behaving himself. Okay, all right, keep me informed. We'll talk more later. So Ready for Landing is training right now. Really don't care. We'll bring back in December 15th or so. Rito's Lady qualifies next week. Twice she'll qualify. Royal Emeralds will come back in probably the first part of December. I keep pushing that back. I just want to give her lots of time. Seasons of Love is training right now. I didn't get an update. They said she was a little pacey last week. That's not shocking. She's going to continue to be pacing. She needs a lot of weight on, which I can almost assure you she does not have on. So that, combined with just working on her feet bother. It's a problem. So that's something we shouldn't be able to manage. So Seasons of Love, I want to get a better update for her, about her. Sedona Hill back in first part of December. We'll get her back in. Now Sunset Acres Girl, a little different. Probably not going to bring her in until 90 to 120 days before she has to race. So when we get the calendar for the 3-year-old Michigan Stakes Series, subtract 90 to 100 days from that first date, and that's when she's going to come back in the barn. There's no point bringing her in before then. Sweeney will come back in the first part of December also. 3rd and 6th is training now. Dominic said he wasn't that high on him when he first started training him, but he said he trained better the other day. He trained really good, which happens all the time. You start pouring the work to them, they change. Time Is on My Side is in the barn here in Ohio. We'll start training him the end of the month also. Vaquero Blue Chip, he's back in now, isn't he, Vaquero? Yes, he is. Victory and Vaquero. Nah, I believe Vaquero is.
Where is it?
He'd be in Ohio, no? Jacob didn't bring Vaquero Blue Chip in? No, he'll be in the next load then. We'll bring him back in, I guess, the end of the month. I thought he was in. So good thing Amy was here. Victory Blue Chip will come back in the end of the month also. Watch Your Mouth will stay out until December 15th or so. Widespread Panic will be in very soon. You'll probably see him surface in Ohio again. And Winter Bells, December 15th or so. We'll bring her back in. Interested to see what her 2024 year will look like also. So there you have it. All your videos are done. We're not going to talk about the babies again. We had some that got castrated. I'll make a video this week. We should be done. Dr. Latessa should be done his total examination of every horse. We have about 3 or 4 or 5 horses that had OCD. Some of them have been removed already. Some of them need to go and get them removed. We've had some castrations. We had 3 Ridgelings. One of them fixed. 2 of them still have to go get fixed. One of them is Stolen Dance's baby is a Ridgeling. And who's the other one? Socks. Dancing in My Socks is originally also. So they got to go over and get fixed. So that's where, and a great question the other day, somebody had asked me, you know, does it hurt leaving them originally? Maybe not. No, Spitfire. Spitfire overseas originally.
He is the only one that is not, like, they get rude.
Some of them can get, well, they get steady because they're studs. But Spitfire is originally. And we never took it out. Who was the horse? Oh, Stonebridge Symbol was originally forever. I see he's gelding now, so they finally broke down a gelding.
It's like 8.
Yeah. But Spitfire's originally, so in that regard, no, they don't have to. But we do tend to take them out because you don't want to get down. It's like OCDs. You don't want to get them to 210, 220 and say, geez, I wish I had castrated that horse. Because you have to go and they have to actually operate. It's a procedure. Knock them out, and because sometimes the testicle is up in the abdomen, so you have to go get it, right?
And sometimes it causes problems.
Causes pain. Yeah, causes problems, yes. So sometimes with their gait, as Amy was saying, it can be a problem from time to time. You never know. So it's better just to say, I would like to know, go get it, fix it, so we can start with a clean slate. So that's why we will castrate most of the ridgelings, and that's why we try to take all the OCDs out. I just don't want there to be an excuse for the horse not to be good as we begin to train them down. So that's a little insight as to why we do that. It's not a guarantee every time, but it is something I look into doing when I can. So with that, everything is done. You're opening 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. I will bring you that updated medical list for the babies this week. But all the babies we want to talk about right now are ahead of us. We are almost to Harrisburg. The sale starts on Monday morning, and we'll have lots of videos for you by then. Take care.